One of the big desires of our marriage has been to have a child. And over the past probably year and a half or so, we'd struggled, to get pregnant. It's been a difficult walk. What led me to do the fast was my previous walk with God over the past couple of years. I'd been getting more and more involved in the Word, and I'd heard good things about the fast, and I thought it'd be a great way to jumpstart and really give me a good opportunity to get something physical out of the way so I could just focus solely on Jesus during those 21 days. The fast brought me closer to God in the sense that it allowed me to increase my faithfulness and trustworthiness in Him. It totally and radically changed my prayer life and my walk with God. I just caught myself praying all the time, being more devoted to God, and just really looking for Him throughout my day-to-day. Just dealing with day-to-day anxieties and struggles, whether it be work-related, personal-related. I just always tried to see God in the big picture of things and understand that He is ultimately in control, and there was no sense in me ever worrying about anything because He had everything worked out already. And as the fast progressed, I just noticed it more and more, and I was actually able to carry that into the rest of 2024. Through the faithfulness and trustworthiness that I was able to gain through the fast, it led me to just dive deeper and deeper into the Bible. Then as my faith was just getting more on fire over the past couple years and really sparked through the fast, I started talking to Thomas more, and we had been talking about it probably for 6 months or better. And finally, he and I discussed it, decided it was time. And so on October 27th of 2024 is when I got baptized. Throughout the fast, I've got tons of notes from things that I'd learned through the fast and the scriptures I was reading through the fast. But one of the things that I was praying specifically about was a child, just to get answers on what God wanted us to do, whether He wanted us to try to continue to get pregnant, or if it was time for us to start looking at fostering or adopting. And in fact, the funny part about it is Megan and I sat down in January of 24, and this is about the time the fast was starting, and wrote down goals for 2024. And there's a section on that paperwork that says child situation. And it laid out, kind of our options, and we were going to put our timeline on it. Well, if we're not pregnant by this date, well, then we'll start looking at fostering or adopting. And then lo and behold, I always like to joke that it was during that time that God was looking down on us, laughing at us, because we didn't realize Megan had actually gotten pregnant in December of 2023. And so while we're sitting there writing this out, we found out that she was pregnant. And James Michael Kiger was born September 2nd, 2024. If you've never done a fast before, do not underestimate it. Through my fast, I was able to just be more and more clear-headed and more prayerful and more thoughtful and more faithful. And it was like my eyes were open to really viewing the world with an understanding that God is in control of every little detail. We were praying for big things. A child. As humans, that's the biggest thing you could possibly pray for. And then on top of that, I was praying for a huge personal spiritual change in just increasing my faithfulness, to relinquish some of the day-to-day anxieties about life. And I was able to achieve all of these things. Now, it's constantly a struggle to keep the spark lit throughout the year. Life will get in your way and whatnot. It left a mark on my heart in the sense of I know always, even when things seem to be going wrong from day to day or through a situation, I know that God is always in control. And I always remind myself to just quit worrying about things and to give it back over and to give my life back over to God, because He's got everything under control. It almost feels like a cheat sheet. If you literally just give up and let God handle everything, you just can kind of allow the peace of God to come over you. And it was a wonderful blessing to receive during that time.